This criminal insulted Mike Tyson, and here's what happened next. A notorious criminal made a huge mistake and challenged the legendary boxer Mike Tyson.
You know it. You hit me, I'm gonna kill you.
Tyson's response was an unforgettable, career-ending punishment that will leave you stunned. You need to see the power of a boxing legend in action as these two engage in an intense and historic fight. Don't forget to like and share this video. Mike Tyson was known for his formidable punching power and had been dominating the boxing scene with a famous 19 consecutive knockout wins. However, his fight against Mitch Green, who was a notorious gang leader from New York, would be unlike any other. The two fighters fought in the ring at the iconic Madison Square Garden Arena in 1986 and also engaged in a brutal street fight in Harlem many years after. This fight would leave both Tyson and Green with marks that cannot be erased. This is how it started. Tyson was a great boxer with knockout streaks, but his knockout streak came to an end with his unanimous decision win over James Quick Tillis. However, this victory was just the beginning of a new chapter in Tyson's career, marked by intense rivalries and unforgettable battles. Even though Mike Tyson had a formidable reputation for inflicting damage on his opponents, boxers were always eager to step into the ring with him and sought the thrill of facing the young dynamo in combat. Heavyweights like Mitch Green were drawn to the lucrative payday and the chance to take down the rising star. Green was a Detroit native and gang leader and had a reputation for his involvement in gang fights and crimes. This reputation often overshadowed his boxing achievements. However, he had also made a name for himself in the heavyweight division when he won his first 16 fights in a row, which included a victory over Floyd Jumbo Cummings in 1983. After suffering his first defeat in 1985, Green rebounded with wins over Purcell Davis and Young Lewis, and these victories set the stage for his highly anticipated showdown with Mike Tyson. The two fighters had a long-standing rivalry that dates back to their childhood days in rival gangs in Brooklyn, so Green saw the fight as an opportunity to settle old scores and publicly humiliate Tyson. He used TV and video messages to trash-talk his opponent and get inside his head.
You wanna fight somebody? Fight me, baby. Holyfield, sausage nose, baby. You wanna fight me? Fight me. George Foreman, want me to commit some homicide? Fight me, baby. Punch drunk old fool. I'm gonna kill me somebody.
Tyson, meanwhile, was focused on the task ahead by training intensively for the bout. The stage was set for a thrilling encounter between two of boxing's toughest and most charismatic figures. Tyson, the young phenom from Brooklyn, would face off against Green. The tough and experienced fighter from the Bronx and Harlem, in a battle that would settle their long-standing rivalry once and for all. On May 20th, 1986, Mike Tyson stepped again into Madison Square Garden, just 17 days after his bout with James Tillis. This time he faced off against Mitch Blood Green, who was ranked one spot ahead of Tyson in the WBC heavyweight rankings. Although Green was ranked higher, there was a big difference in their purses. Tyson was guaranteed $250,000, while Green was set to make only $30,000. Green threatened to pull out of the fight unless the purse was increased, but after being informed that a shot at the WBC heavyweight title was on the line, he chose to continue. As the fight began, Tyson came out aggressively and used his quickness and power to overpower the taller Green. Green attempted to inflict damage and frequently clinched in an attempt to diminish the impact of Tyson's punches. However, Tyson's dominance was evident, and he enjoyed every minute of the fight and would occasionally tease his sworn opponent. The fight unfolded as many had predicted. Tyson remained low and exploded upward with his venomous attacks. Green, on the other hand, lacked strong defensive discipline, and Tyson took advantage of it to land several powerful shots to his body. Tyson controlled the majority of the fight, pacing himself and conserving energy. He remained aggressive and landed several powerful shots, but Green's defensive efforts prevented him from securing a knockout. Although Green made efforts, Tyson's superiority was clear, and he emerged victorious in a fight that revealed his formidable skills. Even though Mike Tyson emerged victorious in this fight against Mitch Green, the victory came with a surprising twist. Tyson dominated in the ring, but couldn't manage to knock Green down, and Green even managed to knock out one of Tyson's gold teeth during the fight. In the end, Tyson secured a unanimous decision victory from the judges, but Green's offensive contributions were minimal. In a post-fight interview, Tyson expressed his satisfaction with the fight, saying that he didn't want to knock Green out, but rather wanted to put pressure on him and make him give up.
Win the fight so easy because of his style. He's a gang tough opponent, and he took some fairly decent shots, but as you know, I won comfortably, and I didn't try for the knockout, and I used a great deal of discipline in there, not knocking him out.
After his loss to Tyson, Green retired from boxing, returned to the streets, and started earning a living by selling drugs. He always hoped to get Tyson back in the ring, but as the years passed, Tyson became one of the most dominant heavyweight champions of all time. Undefeated and undisputed, and the days of fighting small contenders like Green were over. The two fighters never crossed paths again in the boxing ring, but their rivalry continued to make headlines in the years to come. However, Green did not agree with the outcome of their previous fight, and he remained convinced in his belief that he was a better fighter than Tyson. It wasn't until a couple of years after their fight that the two would meet again, this time on Green's territory, the streets. On August 23, 1998, Green heard that Tyson was shopping at a local clothing store in Harlem, Dapper Dan's, to pick up an $850 white leather jacket. Suddenly, Mitch Green stormed in bare-chested and furious. Green was already angry with Tyson over a disputed payment for his previous fight and felt Tyson was encroaching on his turf. He was high on hard drugs and demanded a rematch with Tyson or his money. Tyson, who was not a stranger to street altercations, dragged Green outside and battered him on the ground multiple times. Tyson claimed he tried to act like a corporate-friendly champion. He attempted to calm Green down, saying, "Mitch, consider what you're doing. This course of action won't be good for your health in the long run. Remember, I already beat you in the ring." However, the situation got out of control, and Tyson stood up and warned Green to back off. Green continued to rant and rave, and Tyson delivered a straight right punch to Green's face. This punch closed his eye and caused a cut on his nose that required 5 stitches. Tyson claims Green ripped his shirt pocket, which forced him to retaliate. Green grabbed his shirt, clearly reaching for his wallet, and Tyson defended himself because he felt threatened and upset.
He's talking a lot, and I really thought he was grabbing from my pocket and trying to pull my pockets out, because if he ripped my pocket, all the money will fall. But I won't have a chance to get my money. I have to fight this cat, right? And then my money's to the wolves. So anyway, that's when I just started punching.
The altercation ended with Green being beaten and Tyson claiming self-defense. The infamous street fight between Mike Tyson and Mitch Green outside Dapper Dan's in Harlem remains one of the most notorious altercations in boxing history. The fight was short, violent, one-sided, and lasted only 15-20 seconds, but long enough for the heavyweight champion to inflict severe damage. In later speech, Green's version of the event claims he was sucker punched, but all accounts from spectators and witnesses paint a different picture. The impact was so intense that Tyson was terrified he had killed Green, and felt relieved when he discovered Green was alive after the altercation. Although Tyson escaped without injury, a hairline fracture in his right hand postponed his upcoming title defense against Frank Bruno. The aftermath of the fight left Green with a long list of losses and severely damaged his eye, which is a permanent reminder of his defeat. Green's attempt to get Tyson back in the ring through public intrigue failed, and he had already burned his bridges with promoters in the sport who could help. He later sought revenge in court by filing a $25 million lawsuit against Tyson in 1997. However, he was awarded only $45,000, which was not close to what he would have gotten in the ring or even enough to cover his legal bills. Despite this, Green reportedly left the courtroom shouting, "I'm the winner, I whipped him." After a 7-year gap, Green returned to the ring, but he had become a shadow of his former self. He suffered defeats at the hands of journeyman fighters and lost records until his eventual retirement in 2005. As of 2022, Green still has a larger-than-life character, but he has since channeled his energy into his Christian faith. Although he still holds a grudge against Tyson, it's clear that both men have moved on and now make light of their infamous feud. After 35 years, Tyson has apologized for the incident on his podcast, Hot Boxing. During a chat with rapper Yayo, when pressed about his heyday, including knocking out Green, Tyson said, "I'm sorry for what I did." Although Green never beat Tyson in the ring or on the streets, he left his mark on Tyson's career. But now Tyson and Green's promoter Sal are now good friends, and Tyson even attends his events. The two former rivals have put their differences aside, and their infamous feud is now distant. This brawl between Mitch Green and Mike Tyson would go down in history to be one of the most brutal street fights. Thanks for watching. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe to stay updated with new videos.